What up, guys? It's your boy Cito here, back at Cito Fitness Live, man. Episode numero uno, the start of many more episodes, guys. I hope everyone's feeling good this week. Hope you're having a blessed week. And let's get this ball rolling. I'm gonna start off with a few topics, just to talk about, get off my chest, give you my opinion. You may like my opinion, you may hate my opinion, but that's the great thing. You know what I mean? We can hear each other's voice. Let's start with So Far Gone mixtape being re-released and put on all streaming platforms, okay? For all my Drake lovers, we gonna start there, baby. This one's for y'all. I wanted to talk really big about that just because I think it's really important to music and entertainment and to business in general because it made a really big deal at that time. For those that don't know, let me replay backwards. For those that don't know, last week around Valentine's Day, Drake re-released his mixtape as an album on all streaming platforms. Okay, now before, it wasn't there at all. If you looked it up, it had like 3 or 4 songs, and it wasn't the full project, which is a really big deal, you know? The cool thing about it now is that, you know, there's a whole generation of kids that can know the real about Drake. Because I'm sure, like, everyone knows Drake, everyone loves Drake, but no one knows from, like, what really popped it all. There's some kids that never heard of Successful and Lust for Life, you know? So it was a really big deal. And not only that, that mixtape has given all these artists you see today. The Tory Lanez, the Bryson Tillers, the Blacks, you know, there's so many artists that sing or rap that you see here today that are because of that mixtape right there. They're probably not going to admit it, but it's because of that mixtape that you see them here today, in my opinion. And re-listening to it for the first time after a while was interesting. It's an interesting perspective now that it's 10 years later, and I get to rehear some of the lyrics I heard for years at a time and see how I feel, if it changes or not, and it's cool. The one con I will say to this release is that it's not remastered. Now, guys, there is a difference between just re-putting something out there versus remastering it. Remastering it is when you actually go and tweak changes and retweak some things out, like The Weeknd did with Trilogy. You know, he remastered certain songs and changed it up and made it better. Drake didn't do that. He just gave us the same thing we gave it before, which is fine because a lot of it's damn near perfection, let's be honest. But yeah, man, if you haven't listened to it yet, go bump that So Far Gone. I'm about to plug it. That's how much you got to plug respect to that man, you know? But let's move on forward. You know what I mean? Let's not dwell on Drake for too long. But let's talk about the Grammys. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. And how, you know, it was a good show. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I never really watched the Grammys, but I've tried to. As I've gotten older, and this year's was cool. Big pros, really big pros to the women, to all my sisters. We are doing it big in music, yo. I feel like there's so many women right now killing it in music, from Cardi to her, Janelle Monáe. Y'all all are queens, like y'all are killing it right now. Especially Cardi B, baby. Cardi B, girl, you come a long way, you know what I mean, from Cardi from the block. And to see her now on the Grammys, and I don't know if a lot of you guys pay attention to time. I mean, she's only been making music since 2016, maybe 2015 when she tried to start, but 2016 to my knowledge. So within 2 years to come out with a Grammy, that's crazy. I mean, usually takes people a few years to get Grammy accreditation. You know, Drake in his first 2 years in music, he did not get a Grammy. So that's even really impressive. My biggest takeaway performance was her. I'm a really big her fan. Shout out to her. She's an amazing artist. I thought it was beautiful. I'm kind of sad she needs more credit. She needs all the Grammys, personally, in my opinion. You know, if you want to talk like female singer, definitely. And then the J-Lo performance, which I've heard a lot of people with a lot of controversy surrounding the J-Lo performance. I enjoyed it. I thought it was real good. I thought it was fun. Now, I do see the cons of the whole Motown thing. Now, here's my opinion. Regardless, J-Lo killed it. Y'all ain't gonna tell me J-Lo didn't kill that. Like, she bodied that, period. But I do see the con. I do see where it's a problem. And me being, for those that you don't know, I'm mixed. I'm half Hispanic and half African American, a little bit of Native American on the side, not me. So I understand coming from both ends of the circle why a Motown performance, dedication to Motown, which to you music people that don't know about Motown was started, you know, from the bottom with African Americans. That's part of our history. You know, we ain't got that much positive in our history, you know, but the ones that we do, we cherish. And Motown is a really big deal in the industry when it came out. I mean, Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones, tons of people have come from Motown. So for it to just be J-Lo singing, it is a little bit of a smack in the face from the Grammys. It just shows how much they even respect, you know, the history in general. I think it was a good person to pick to perform, but you could have picked more options. That's the biggest thing I think is the problem, is the options. There wasn't enough options. I think you could have had J-Lo with like Janelle Monáe, or J-Lo with her. Boom. You know what I mean? Like that would have been crazy, because you got J-Lo where it is, you know, J-Lo's a big Vegas, like flashy performer, and then you could have gave her, boom, giving us them Prince vibes, You could have switched it up a little bit. That's my biggest problem with it. And yeah, besides that, there's nothing else I really think to say about the Grammys. Oh, speaking of the boy, my man Drake's speech was beautiful. It's crazy because that speech really, to me, touched me when he says, you know, I love hip hop. Music in general, I love music. And the industry is beautiful. But I think it's more to take away, though. Let me pedal back. I think there's more to take away from the speech than just, damn it. Yeah, man, that speech was really impactful that Drake said, man. It hit home for me personally, because I always felt, you know, people don't like Drake for like the worst, like the most silliest reasons anyway, of opinion. But what always makes him so inspiring is that he knows that, and I feel like he showed that. He knows like some people don't rock with his music, and some people are gonna rock with something not, but as long as people are buying tickets out to come see you, man, that's the most important, because always pay attention to the supporters, not the negative supporters, if that even makes sense. Now, but you guys get what I'm saying? Like, always pay attention to the supporters, because those are the people. That's actually, bring back to the Grammys, that's actually one of my biggest pet peeves with Cardi. Like, she got an award, she's on top of the world, but she still pays so much attention to the negative people and the people that hate on her. I don't know. That's one of the things with Cardi that I wish would just step up a notch. But yeah, Drake did his thing. Great speech, beautiful speech. And always remember, guys, just to put yourself out there regardless of the opinions. You got to put yourself out there. You got to give it a try. Now, let's get into some serious talk, guys, because I told you we're going to go from fun stuff to serious stuff. Let's get into this Jussie case. Now, a while ago, a young man from the show Empire, if I'm not mistaken, Jussie reported to be brutally beaten, got beat up really bad, and had like bleach all over him and like a rope around his neck. That first comes out, everyone's like, oh my God, it sucks, you know, because people get beat up every day in life, and it sucks to hear that happen to someone. But now we're hearing out this week, there's a rumor coming out saying that the guys that beat him up weren't even white, they were African. Two African, I think, fill-ins on the show that he works with, that he paid supposedly to beat him up. It's becoming a really sticky situation. It's not foolproof if what's true is true or not. I did hear on the news a while ago that the police do want to speak to him. And it's sad. If this comes out false accusation, it really is sad. It's an L for the minority community, definitely an L for the LGBT community, because first of all, you know, this stuff really happens everyday life. That's first and foremost. Second and foremost, it's so sad that someone would use that story. Because basically when you do something like that, when you're doing a false accusation story like that, and then you put the word hate crime in front of it, and then the blogs run about it and attach magna to it, you know what I mean? You're using, because we're used to hearing that. So you're using people's emotions to grab their attention. You know, you're like tugging on them. It's like jerking people's chain, if you will. And it's just sad. Like the things that people would do for attention. Because I've also heard that he's also a great singer, and he's trying to push his singing career. I also heard that the rumor was that he was possibly getting written off the show, and it just sucks. It really does suck. At the core, it all sucks. But you know, that's life sometimes, I guess. You know, but you know, the positive you can take away from this is that, guys, always remember, you know, telling the truth is really important, one. And two, don't chase for the clout. If there's one thing you can learn from the last year or so in 2016, 2018 is, chasing clout, trying to get attention like that, doing wild stuff for attention doesn't get you anywhere, guys. Just be you and be yourself, and you'll get there. Yeah, man. And besides that, is there anything we wanted to forget, guys? Before I forget, yes, don't forget, man. I'm gonna plug it again because I love it dearly. It's one of my favorite projects. It's 2009, man. Guys, if you are from the age of 16, 18, 15, you're watching this video, you better go on your phone and look up that So Far Gone album, baby. It was a mixtape turned album. There's greatness in there, man. And you should definitely look it out, check it out, guys, and learn a little bit about, because the thing that's crazy with that before we get out of here is, you know, I heard it when I was in high school. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine what a kid that's grew up through high school listening to Drake now, through all this music recently, can look at it. It's really cool. It's a cool, good way to look at the past. Always pay attention to the past, guys. Take you to the future. All right, guys. And now, again, before I go, next episode, stay tuned for the next episode. We're definitely going to do a health fitness episode. I'm always going to try and keep it like one episode content based, other episode health and fitness to keep you guys updated with health and fitness. They definitely won't be that long. Quick 5, 10 top minute videos on certain topics and questions I always get asked day in and day out. And yeah. Guys, thank you again for listening to this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys love my opinion. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow my Instagram. It's probably in the left or the right corner. I can't remember which one, but I'm gonna see you guys next episode. Love you guys. Peace. I've been moving.